I'll just go ahead and see if the recording works. All right, so let's go and get started. So start kind of at the top of the mat. Same idea as last week. We just want to avoid holding your breath in any of the postures or any type of sharpshooting pain. A little bit of discomfort's okay, but sharpshooting pain, completely avoid that. So we'll start with our hands up overhead and bring the hands down back behind you, and then push your hands out, and then round and stretch forward, and then come up back overhead, and then all the way down, and all the way back up. Bring the right hand back, right hand up, left hand back, left hand up, hands back behind your head, and then push out wide, round forward, hands all the way up, all the way down, and then come all the way back up, and then right hand back, right hand up, and trying to pair this all up with your breath. Left hand back, exhale, left hand up, inhale, hands back behind the head on the exhale, inhale, push out, exhale, round forward, inhale all the way up, exhale all the way down, inhale all the way back up, right arm back, right arm up, left arm back, left arm up. If you got this down, you can close your eyes, so hands back behind the head, and then push out wide. And inhale forward, exhale up, inhale round all the way down, exhale back up, right arm back, right arm up, left arm back, and left arm up. And go ahead and relax the hands just down by the sides. See? All right, we'll go ahead and get started with another one here. So let's bring the arms back up overhead. Interlace your fingers, point your index finger, and we're just gonna kind of tick-tock to the right and the left, loosen up the hips. So you guys will probably notice if you were here last week that we're gonna do some of the same postures, and that's intentional, so you can kind of monitor, if you continue to do this with us, kind of monitor where you're at and see if you're making progress or not. So go ahead and plant your feet into the ground firm and strong, and press the hands up, fingers up towards the sky, and then lean down towards the right side. Pushing your hips to the left and fingers hard to the right. Following moves. Again, trying to fit between two paces. Think about bringing, oftentimes we need to think about bringing your right shoulder forward, your right hips back a little bit. Legs still strong here. Go ahead and come back up to center, and then stretch up tall, and then down to the left, hips to the right. Think about keeping your arms straight here, squeezing your forehead with your biceps. And straight, strong. And go ahead and come back up to center. Gaze is up towards the index finger. And again, stretch up tall, legs straight and strong, and start to trace your index finger back towards the back of the room. Again, avoiding any sharp shooting pain here. Let's go back up tall. Again, stretch the fingers up tall and then round forward slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Kind of shake the legs out here, bend the right, straighten the left, vice versa, loosen up the hips. Then we want to bring your hands underneath your heels so that your pinky fingers are touching. Wrists are behind the calves, forearms behind the calves, and try to pull your head down in between your knees and start to lift your hips up towards the sky. And go ahead and release your hands, fingers out in front of you, and press up all the way back to standing and release the arms down by your side. We'll do one more abbreviated round of that. So breathe the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, release the index finger, squeeze the head between the biceps, stretch up towards the ceiling, and then lean down to the right, hips to the left. Chin up away from the chest, right shoulder forward a little bit, right hip back a little bit, and stretch down, arms down to the right, hips further to the left.
Tyler, do you mind letting Brett in?
Thank you. Arms back up to center. And then hands down to the left, hips to the right. Left shoulder forward a little bit, left hip back. Chin up away from the chest. Hands back up to center. Gaze up towards the fingers. Hips press forward, legs straight and strong. Go ahead and bring yourself back towards the back of the room. Trace your fingers towards the back of the room. And go ahead and come back up. With the back and legs straight and strong, go ahead and round forward all the way until you can release your hands, fingers resting on the floor. Again, you can shake your legs out a little bit here, especially if you're coming in late. Like Brett, you need to loosen up a little bit. Go ahead and bend your knees, bring your hands underneath your heels, pinky fingers touching, and try to touch your forehead in between your knees. And then you have that, start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, straightening out your legs. Go ahead and release your hands out, arms out in front of you, and stand back up all the way with arms overhead, and release them down by your sides. Take a 6-inch step to your right, open up the feet about hips width distance. Bring the arms straight out in front of you. Go ahead and drop down into awkward pose. Try and keep your weight a little bit further back towards your heels. Chest up, arms or shoulders down away from the ears. Keep your knees pushing out to the sides. Go ahead and slowly come back up, all the way up onto your tiptoes. Staying on your tiptoes, start to start to slowly lower, like your back's going down a flat pane of glass or the wall behind you. And don't go down so far that you're just resting on your heels. And slowly come up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down on your heels. Now just lift up a little bit off your heels, and then bring your knees to touch. And then the same thing, slowly come down. And keep your weight back a little bit, back straight. Squeezing the knees together. Again, don't just rest at the bottom. Arms straight and strong, shoulders down away from the ears. And then take a couple of bounces in here at the bottom and slowly come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet back together, arms released down by the sides. Shake that out a little bit. We'll bring our arms up overhead. Bring the right hand underneath the left arm. Get your bind here if you can. If not, this is fine too if it's where you're at today. So we're getting a good stretch either way into your back. Bring your arms down away from your chin. And go ahead and round your body forward. And then sit down into the chair. Bring your right leg up over the left. And hook that around your left calf. You got it today. Again, pulling the arms down away from the chin. As small as you can in your lower body, sit down low into the chair. As straight and tall as you can in your upper body. Eagle pose. Go ahead and release that side, arms back overhead. We'll go straight to the other side, left hand underneath the right arm. Pull the arms down away. Hey, Grandma.
Tyler?
Hey.
Hey.
You see me?
I can see you now. Boy, I've been on trying to get on since 8:30.
It's okay. All right, all right, we'll get going here. All right, so we're at our left hand underneath our right. We're going to go ahead and round forward. You go ahead and sit down into the chair. And then as you sit down, bring your left leg up over the right. Try and wrap it around and get your bind if you can. I can't on this side. So key is you want to just keep everything moving towards the center line. So your elbows are lined up straight with your knees. Again, sitting down into the chair from the hips and down. Staying up and tall from the hips up. Elbows down away from the chin. Tuck the chin a little bit. And we'll go ahead and release that side. Release the arms up overhead and release them down by the sides. All right, just getting rid of some technical difficulties here. So we're gonna bring the elbow right by your right side, straighten the arm out. You're gonna bend your knee and pick up your leg from the inside ankle. Now keep your thumb and your pinky fingers touching here. Bring the left hand straight up and start to kick the right leg back and up before you start to move forward. Left leg is straight and strong here as well, pressing into the ground. When you can't kick any further back, start to tilt your body forward. Reaching your left hand away from your right foot. And then really keep kicking your right foot back and up. Gazes over the left middle finger. If this is too much for you, we have our Warrior 3 position here as well. And wherever you're at, go ahead and meet back standing. So I'm just going to show the standing bow on the other side, which is the harder version. If that was a little bit too much for you, you can move into the Warrior 3 right off the bat here. Elbow right, left elbow by your left side. Straighten out the left arm. Bend the knee. Right arm comes up. And start to turn the shoulders towards the left side. But keep your hips, try to keep your hips pointed straight forward. You go ahead and kick the left leg up and back. Chin away from the chest. When you can't kick the leg any further, then tilt the body forward. The straight, strong right leg. Again, shoulders are opening up. It's a counterbalance here, so really stretching out the right arm. Kicking back the left, kicking back the left leg. And kick to come up real slow. Release the arm. Bring the other one down by the side. All right, so now we're gonna move into a standing traction. So turn towards your right side. Bring your arms up overhead. And take a big step over to your right. If you don't have any sciatica, any numbness feeling down your legs, point your toes in a little bit here. Bring your arms out wide and round forward, nice and slow. And bring your hands to the outside of your heels, underneath your feet if you can. If not, you can just pull on your ankles or your calves here. You want to keep your legs straight. You want to keep your gaze towards the ground and pull with your arms here. Again, the gaze isn't in between your legs, it's straight in between your toes, straight up in front of you. And pull and breathe, and pull and breathe a little bit further. And release that, hands out to your side and slowly round up. And then lunge into your right leg a little bit. And press up through that right leg, back up to standing, arms overhead. And then arms down by your sides. And then again, breathe your arms up overhead. And take that big step over to your right. Turn your right foot so it's pointed straight towards the right. Turn your left so it's pointed to about a 45-degree angle towards the right. And then sit down into your lunge here. Keep your shoulders down away from the ears. And stretch the arms away from each other. Come a little bit further into your lunge. And then open up your palms to face straight out in front of you. Turn your gaze over towards the left side, all the way to the left. And reach forward to the right as far as you can. Can't reach anymore, then tilt the arms. And then gaze comes up towards the left hand. Press the back edge of your left foot into the ground. Keep the left hip engaged. Start to rotate a little bit further towards the left with your upper body pressing against your right knee. And keep breathing. Shouldn't be putting any weight into your right hand here. Your fingertip can be touching the ground, but no weight into it. Go ahead and tilt the arms to come up and rotate the feet back over towards the left side. The left foot pointing straight forward, coming into a lunge position here. Arms are stretched out away from each other. Right foot's pointing to a 45-degree angle. Shoulders down away from the chin. Stretch arms away from each other. Palms open up so they're straight in front of you. And bring your gaze back towards the right shoulder. Reach forward as far as you can, and then if you can't go any further, tilt the arms, come up. Press the back edge of the right foot into the ground. And open up the chest. Rotate to the right. And breathe and rotate, pressing in towards your left knee. Little to no weight on the left hand here. And go ahead and tilt to come up, back into your lunge. Rotate so the feet are pointing straight out in front of you. Lunge into your right leg and press to come up, arms up overhead, and then release the arms down by the sides. All right, one more round in this series. So we're gonna bring the arms up overhead, just crossing the thumbs this time. Arms straight up overhead, pressing the head with the biceps. And take a step out to the right, not quite as far this time. And then start to rotate towards the back of the room, or towards the right side. So your whole body is facing towards that right side. And then I'll just turn here. You want to start to slowly round your chin down towards your chest, all the way rounding forward. And you can spread your hands out to help balance when you get to the ground. Try and touch your forehead or your nose to your knee here. So bend your knee as much as you need to get that compression. Still not putting a lot of weight through your hands here. Thinking about rotating the left hip a little bit further forward towards the front of the room. Right hip back a little bit. Go ahead, bring your arms up in front of you across your thumbs and slowly round up, starting from your low back, one vertebrae at a time. And go ahead and rotate all the way with your arms up over your head towards the other side. Again, I'll turn and face you guys. Left foot should be out in front, right foot back at a 45-degree angle. Legs straight and strong. Start to tuck the chin and round your body forward all the way so you get that forehead to knee or that nose to knee connection. Pressing the right hip forward, the left hip back a little bit. Hands come together, thumbs cross, and start to slowly round up, one vertebrae at a time. And then go ahead and turn towards the center. Bring your right foot to meet your left, arms down by your sides. All right, last one in the standing series. Turn towards the front of the room here. You're gonna put all your 90% of your weight on your left foot, 10% on your right, and then you're gonna pick up your right foot from the inside here, keeping that left leg straight, strong, and steady. Try to point your heel towards the ceiling and let your right knee press down towards the back of the room. Shoulders should be in one straight line here. Right hand comes to heart center. And work on pressing that right knee a little bit further towards the back of the room. You feel your left quad still turned on here, pressing into your right ankle. Go ahead and release that side. This time you're going to pick up your left foot with the heel, left heel pointing towards the ceiling. Thumb and index finger on your right side stick together. Nice strong grip underneath your right foot or ankle. Oh, my hip is so tight on this side. And let it open up. Again, right leg stays strong and steady. I kind of have this weird tilt going on because my hip's so tight. Try and fight that a little bit. I don't know if the giant chunk of banana bread and coffee was a great idea right before this either. You go ahead and release that side down. And then you can slowly work your way into lying onto your back for our first brief Shavasana here, kind of indicating the rough way half point of our class. Make sure y'all can see me. All right, so go ahead and bring your feet together when you get in your Shavasana here. Let the feet just fall out to the side, hands down by your side, shoulders down away from the ears, palms face up towards the ceiling, a little bit of tuck to your chin. Try and keep your eyes open on this one. Just kind of recentering, refocusing on our breath. Get some restoration here in the middle of the practice. Kind of slow your breath down a little bit, in and out through your nose. Go ahead and bring your, so keeping your left leg turned off, bring your right leg up in towards your chest and pull with your hands, trying to avoid your rib cage. So whether that's outside or inside of it, avoid your rib cage and pull it hard with your arm, which creates some compression in your ascending colon here. Help with the digestive process. Also get a great stretch in your right hip and a little bit into your lower back. Keep your chin tucked while you're doing this, shoulders down away from the ears. You go ahead and release that side, straighten it out, pick up the right knee in towards the chest. Try and switch out your grip here if you can. So opposite thumb on top this time. Again, shoulders down away from the ears, pulling hard with the arms. Biceps are popping. A little bit of tuck to the chin. And pull and breathe, and pull and breathe. And go ahead and release that side. And then one smooth movement, bring both knees in towards the chest and wrap the arms around, down below the knees. Tailbone still going down towards the ground, towards the mat. And pull the knees a little bit closer in towards your chest. And go ahead and release those legs down, feet down. Rotate over to one side and gently press up. And we'll move on to a plank position here. Either in like a push-up plank position or on your elbows, whatever's more comfortable for you. I kind of prefer the push-up. Gives you some more room to work. This is too much. If you have any shoulder issues, whatever, you can go from your knees here if you need to. All right, so what we're gonna think about doing here for roughly 30 seconds or so is we have a couple options. You're gonna jump your feet out and in, get some good core work here, or you can just step out and in like this. Go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Try not to let your hips sag down or hike up. Stay nice and neutral, core straight and strong. And go ahead and stop and relax down onto your knees. And we're gonna come back up. This time, instead of your feet coming out and in, we're gonna do some shoulder taps. Join from each side. Try not to open up your hip really high to the right or the left, keeping everything neutral. Really working the whole body at once right now. So am I doing this one? Probably just badass. You go ahead and release the arms down, come down to your knees, move over onto your back side. We're gonna come into a bow pose here. So you're gonna straighten the legs out, right here in front of you. Straighten the arms out, chest up, back straight, chin up away from the chest. Variation, if this is too much, you can bend your knees in and do this guy. Go ahead and relax. Just come down to a sitting position. And we're going to move into one more round of that. Straighten out the legs. Straighten out the arms. Chin up away from the chest. Again, we have our bent knee variation if this is a little much. And go ahead and release. Nice job. And move over onto hands and knees. Bring your knees together. Open up your feet wide. And sit back in between your heels here. If you have any knee pain with this, you can just open them up. Just come in and sit like this onto your heels. If you don't have any knee pain and your hips are right next to or touching the ground, you start to go back onto your elbows here. Maintain your chin tucked down towards your chest. Still no back pain, no knee pain. Hips are down towards the ground. You start to move all the way back. And wrap your arms up above your head. Start to slowly move up from wherever you're at. And then shake it out a little bit. And do one more core exercise here. Go onto your right side. Your left foot is going to be in front of your right foot. You're going to come up into a side plank position here. We're going to stay here for a little bit, so if this is too much, you can bend the knees. If this is too easy, straighten out the top leg, lift it up. Try to keep your hips pressed forward and up high. And slowly come back down. And we'll flip over onto the other side. Whatever variation you're at. If you have any shoulder pain with this, you can grab your shoulder and help stabilize it a little bit. Go ahead and come down. And we'll meet back on hands and knees. All right, so what we're gonna do for this one is you're gonna tuck your chin down towards your chest. You're gonna slowly, actually your arms are gonna come up overhead to start. We're gonna slowly round down all the way. What you wanna think about is your forehead is kind of tilted underneath, and so you're touching your knees to your forehead here. Pulling onto your heels from the backside. If your knees and your forehead aren't touching, try and walk your knees up a little bit closer to your forehead. And you shouldn't have a lot of weight through your forehead right here. You should be pulling hard enough on your heels where you're taking most of the weight off of your forehead. You go ahead and release that. Arm straight out in front of you, slowly round up, one vertebrae at a time, and release the arms down by the side. All right, this next one, we're gonna start getting into some more of the restorative postures now. So, option to bring you can use a pillow here if you want. It's not really necessary for this one, but you're gonna bring your hands up overhead, straight out in front of you. You're gonna start to walk your hands towards the right, and then also your feet over towards the right. And you're gonna cross over if you can without any pain or discomfort. Cross over your left ankle over your right ankle. This is the banana pose here. My name for it at least. So we've been working pretty good throughout most of this practice. So these last few postures are just going to help the body calm down a little bit, turn on the parasympathetic nervous system. It's going to help reduce stress and relax us and help get us into a nice calm flow throughout the rest of the day. And so just try to let your mind start to calm down a little bit. And the muscles relax and stretch out. Breath slow down. All right, you're going to walk the hands over back towards the center and then towards the left, and then the feet go over towards the left. And if this isn't very much for you right here, just with the feet straight, not feel much of a stretch along the right side. You cross that right leg up over the left. Keep walking over until you're feeling a decent little stretch here. Again, these are meant to be restorative. You shouldn't feel anything really intense here, but you should feel at least a gentle stretch along the right side. And let's go ahead and come back to the center. And if you have your ball, go ahead and grab it. For this one, a bigger ball is a little bit better, but just kind of take whatever you have. And we're gonna target our upper traps here. So it's a real common place for us to carry a lot of stress and tension, and likes to get all knotted up. And then can lead to neck pain and upper back pain and some things that we don't want, obviously. So you're gonna go onto your back with your knees bent. You're gonna place your ball underneath your right upper trap to start. So where you can see, so it's just like up above your scapula bone here, right on the back side of your shoulder. And try and find a tight spot to target and put some weight into that. And you can kind of play with your arm to figure out the most comfortable position to start. And then a lot of times we need some more pressure than just this while it's relying on it like this. So lift your hips up and start to really put some pressure into that tightness right there. So you want to think about kind of rolling side to side to work out some of those knots, really putting pressure into it. Again, no sharp shooting pain. You can't overdo it on this, so just kind of be careful not to go crazy. Another thing you can do to work out the muscle is think about bringing your arm up to about a 45-degree angle and then kind of crossing it back down over towards your left pocket and then back up. You can use your left elbow to press down into the ground to kind of help keep you up so you're not getting all the work into your glutes. Certainly no harm in that. And you can kind of move the ball around if you feel like you already got that spot out. Find a new one. Another method we can try is a contract relax, where you press up, like you're pressing your shoulder up back in towards the ball. So that muscle turns on, and then we totally relax it, and then let the muscle just melt into the ball a little bit closer down towards the ground. And you can kind of play with whatever method works best for you, whether that's the rolling side to side, flossing with the arm, or that contract relax. We'll go ahead and release your hips down if you haven't already. And then let's work on the other side. Again, if you need it, hips are up, pressing up towards the ceiling. And kind of just go through some of those methods we just talked about. Work on one spot for a while. Usually takes at least 30 seconds to kind of work out, one trigger point or one point of muscular tightness. And then you can start to move around to some different areas. We get a nice lawnmower ambiance to finish up practice. All right, when you're ready, you can kind of bring the ball out, release that, move back up into a seated position here. All right, so this last posture here is where we can start to bring the pillow into position, or if you have a blanket, use that as well. You don't necessarily need any of them. Again, meant to be restorative, so you don't necessarily need to feel a really hard, long stretch throughout this, but all we're doing is we're coming forward and we're stretching out the backside of our hamstrings here and just relaxing down into it. Now the pillow can be useful to just kind of lay your head. If you want to just let your head relax onto your hands here, that's an option. You can put it underneath your knees if you're feeling it's really too much of an intense stretch, or you can sit on it. Sit on your blanket here as well. If you're not feeling much here, if you're real flexible, you can take your fingers, wrap them around your big toe, and then that'll increase the pull here. Stretch out a little bit further. And go ahead and release the feet. Get your pillow out of the way. Stay there if you want. The rest of us move into a final Shavasana. So getting back onto your back. A little bit of tuck to the chin. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let the toes open up, just fall out to the side. Palm up towards the ceiling. Really just honing in on the breath here. Start to feel all the muscles just melt away and relax. We'll start down at the toes, just letting the feet and the muscles around the toes and the heels and the ankles all completely just melt and relax. Start to work your way through up through the calves. Into the thighs. Get a nice gentle flow all the way through. Just focusing on each body part, one body part at a time. Into the glutes, into the pelvis. Just melting away. And the stomach, focusing on the breath coming up into our stomach coming up and out. Nice deep inhales and exhales. All the muscles around the chest relaxing. The shoulders. And everything down into the arms, the upper arms first, and then the lower arms. And then the hands, gentle curl to all the fingers. Relax everything around the neck and those traps that we just worked out. Really feel the muscles release around the neck where they come up right near your head. And all the muscles in your face, let all those turn off around your lips and your eyes, and your forehead, no wrinkles. And then just really hone in on your breath here for a little bit as we finish out. If your mind has wandered at all, try and bring it back to the room. Back to the sensations you're feeling around your hands, your fingers, your toes, sounds. Start to shake out the fingers and the toes a little bit. Arms and the legs. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll over onto one side. With your head supported with your hands here. And when you're ready, go ahead and gently press up back into a seated position. And you guys did it. You did about exactly an hour, so great job, everybody.